Guys, welcome to another video by Tech Man Sam. So this video's I'm hoping will be the kickoff to my tutorial course that I've been working on or that I've been wanting to start really not working on because this is the first video. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, so this is the first video that I'm going to do as a form of a tutorial. And for our tutorial today, I've decided to go big and build an e-commerce store. So for those of you who don't know, I'm planning to build a website like Amazon.com. And well, maybe not as in depth as Amazon.com or Walmart.com, but maybe a slightly simpler like e-commerce store designs, let's find what we can kind of aim to build. So yeah, let's build something not very complicated, right? Let's look to build something simple at first, maybe find better ways to improve it. But yeah, and I'm hoping to make this project something kind of live or like kind of something that's living. So I can make more follow-up videos where we improve it. I might even open source it or kind of share the code with the community. And kind of the goal there is to allow people to host their own kind of e-commerce store using some of this code and kind of customize it or tweak it to their kind of liking. And maybe we can even make this e-commerce store customizable. But yeah, we're gonna start day by day. As part of this tutorial, we'll build this e-commerce store from day one. I'll show everything, and I'm hoping you guys can learn from it. And this isn't really a beginner tutorial. It's more of an intermediate to a slightly more than beginner. So my assumption is you know what state is, you know what hooks are, you know what view, like divs, you know all of this. You have a basic understanding of MVC. That's my assumption in this video. But yeah, we'll be building a lot of these like different kind of e-commerce designs that we'll find online. We'll pick something basic from there and get started. And then we'll be using a few technologies today. Node.js for the front end, right? Running React. If you know React, obviously I don't have to go walk into it. I won't even kind of show you how to get started. They have the tutorial. There's a bunch of courses out there that people have made. This course is a little bit more unique in which I'm targeting more kind of building real life projects. And this one, real life project, is going to be even a long-term one. So this video or this project won't be done anytime soon or in a bunch of videos. So it's going to span a wide variety of time. But hopefully we'll have a fully functioning e-commerce store by the end of it, something that maybe we can deploy, have other people use it, have it kind of completely open source. But yeah, and one of the greatest technologies that I'm excited to include as part of this tutorial is Hasura. If you've ever ran backend endpoints or if you've ever worked on backend frameworks, I'm sure you're tired of all the boilerplate. Like at first, maybe when you're learning it, you get all excited about it, but then as you start like going through the endpoints and churning one endpoint after the other, you get so tired of all that boiler like stuff you have to do. So this is why today, as part of this kind of tutorial, we'll be using Hasura. And what Hasura does is kind of a codeless solution to backends. So it's a backend as a service. And I think it's one of the coolest things, to be honest, because I don't like writing boilerplate. I don't. Um, they just solve this for me. I just have to design my schema, right, for the database, and they will automatically figure out how to get my data in the fastest, best possible way. And they have a bunch of tutorials. They have a bunch of like resources you could use cases, tutorials, a whole bunch of stuff, right? And yeah, so this is why I like Hasura, and I highly recommend you use it. And it's completely open source, by the way. I know there's like a pricing here, but basically it's free, right? It's for prototypes and projects and development. They have a cloud. You can pay 99 if you want standard, so like 20 gigabyte a month data pass through, unlimited requests, blah blah blah. We won't be using any of this. We won't be. All we're doing is we're going for Hasura open source. Nothing proprietary about like I mean there's a lot of things proprietary, but like this is just for us to use for our local development. They have powerful querying. They have subscriptions. So we're like you'll subscribe. For example, yeah, we'll probably incorporate some of this into our website when we start incorporating stuff like Stripe payment and like real time, like where like someone does a payment and then in real time we'll like subscribe to the page instead of like waiting asynchronously. We'll just like subscribe until the payment goes through, or like shipment and delivery. All this stuff like we can use subscriptions for. They show you how to do it with Auth. So what we're kind of gonna do here is get a bunch of apps that Hasura has developed and kind of put them together to kind of build a fully functioning product as part of this course. And I'm hoping you guys will learn a lot. And if you like this video and would like to learn how to build like cool stuff with Hasura, especially this e-commerce store, please subscribe below and thumbs up and help this kind of grow big and spread the knowledge and so that I can kind of do more of these videos for you guys and just help you spread the knowledge. And yeah, and for those who don't know, by the way, this is all using GraphQL. So if you haven't used GraphQL before, you don't really need to know it that much since I will be guiding through you through a lot of the queries you'll have to write. But I highly recommend like getting the looking at the get started guide, understanding a little bit about it, just kind of just in general, getting the hang of understanding what GraphQL is, right? But a really quick explanation to what GraphQL is it's a way to describe your data. And the way that works is I have a project, I ask for what I want. So project names GraphQL, and basically this is a parameter. So I want a project where the name is GraphQL, and I want the tagline of this project. And so this is what I'll get. This project has a tagline of query language for API. And yeah, so this is what GraphQL is at a high level. If you've ever written REST APIs, in this example here, like if you're trying to write an endpoint, you can kind of figure it out. You'll build a REST API endpoint. You'll build a path that takes in the name, and then it'll just return tagline. But the problem is what happens when you want to return contributors, right? You have to go back in, create a whole new endpoint, or completely modify the endpoint to go in and get the contributors, right, and return this user array in addition to taglines. But then if someone wants taglines only, you have to go in and make sure there's another endpoint or like update the endpoint again to make sure there's taglines there, right? So GraphQL just solves this issue by allowing you, the client, to consume what they need to consume. And I think that's one of the most powerful things that you get from GraphQL. And the fact that GraphQL, like Hasura, not GraphQL, but the fact that Hasura just gives us a lot of this out of the box is just impressive. So yeah, this is why we'll be using this as a backend because I don't want to write a whole bunch of endpoints, and hopefully we'll be able to build this e-commerce store in a pretty decent fashion. So yeah, so this is just a quick overview of Hasura and obviously React. And then for UI library, I still haven't decided. I'm thinking of using Bootstrap just because I've used it back in the heyday, right? I don't know. Bootstrap 4, like or Bootstrap React. Um, since that is, I like it. And there's Ant Design as well. I'm not really a big fan of Ant Design personally, so I might do Bootstrap or Material Design. I haven't really decided. I'll decide in the next video as we're getting our environment set up. But yeah, let me do my research for the next video. But yeah, awesome guys. Yeah, and in the next video, we will be working on environment setup. And yeah, so please thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Um, leave your comment below if this is something that you wanna continue watching. If you have any suggestions for designs or websites you want me to take a look at while I'm building this, or if you have any recommendations or suggestions in terms of frameworks, please leave them in the comments below. Also, let me know if you'd like to build your own version of this, maybe as well, like later or something. Um, but yeah, thanks for watching this far, guys. I appreciate it.